Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Talk podcast. This is episode 20. As always, I'm your host, Jacob Rice.
And I'm Jared.
Kiddo, who
Yes.
seems to always forget to use his last name because he's a
Well, they don't
bad
need
person.
to know. They don't need to know.
They do need to know that.
Do they?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's super important.
My last name's Kiddo.
Yeah.
It's not Kaito. It's Kiddo. It's spelled exactly the way it sounds.
Actually, it's spelled with two T's.
Yeah. 2 TTs.
Two titties. Yay. What a great start to a podcast.
I know, right?
So,
Yeah.
we saw The Lion King.
We did.
The other night. Review will be out as of now.
Yeah.
As of listening to this podcast. We have varying opinions on it. One being that it was good, and the other one being wrong.
Alright.
No, but seriously, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But our differing of opinion seems to be the same one that seems to be plaguing the internet at the moment.
Well, yeah.
In that, we'll go into it in obviously further detail in a minute. Can't
Yeah.
believe I flubbed the word detail, but you can't say receptionist, so it's
up.
okay.
We spent like 20 minutes on me trying to figure out how to say receptionist.
Yeah,
We
did.
finally got
nailed it.
it. Yeah, nailed it. Didn't even realize.
Yeah, so the argument between the two sides is that one saying that it was a really good adaptation and that it was exactly the way it should have been because it was a great movie and it didn't need to be changed, and the other one is if you weren't going to change it, well, why did you bother? Which I understand that point of view, but like we already kind of knew that was coming.
Yeah.
So if you're caught by surprise, you just haven't really been paying attention.
It was inevitable that Lion King was going to be made, and like when it came out, it was a 5-star movie. Like we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
When it came out in 1994, it was already regarded as a brilliant movie. It was Hamlet. It was Hamlet. For God's sake.
It was a 5-star movie. Like
Yeah, it was Shakespeare. But like for me, what really didn't really work for me in the new adaptation, in the live action remake, was the fact that the dialogue is good and the voice acting is good, but there's only so much you can do for making a lion act. Like it's just the same expression.
yeah,
There's no expression.
It's
There's
hard to
no-
get an animal to emote without it being a cartoon.
Yeah. So to me, it didn't feel like I was. It like there was no emotion there. To me, it kind of felt plain, and not all scenes were like that. There were some scenes that kind of made me laugh out, like made me laugh like really hard. Like you and I both saw it together, and for me, the standout for me was Seth Rogen as Pumbaa, and who played Timon?
Billy Eichner.
Billy Eichner. Mainly because they had original dialogue, but also new stuff as well to kind of give it that fresh take. Like it was funny. Like they stood out in every single scene. They stole every scene that they were in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like they absolutely 100% did.
I liked Donald Glover as Simba. Wasn't really a big fan of Beyonce as Nala though. Wasn't really a big
I
fan.
was going to wait till a little bit later to start upsetting people, but yeah. Okay, so
it just didn't really work.
But
For me, I wasn't a big fan of it.
she is now 40-something years old.
Yeah.
And like, well, yes, it's voice acting. You can kind of tell when somebody is no longer a plucky teenager,
Yeah.
which is what she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And like, this is the part where everyone's going to get the mad shit.
Yeah, everyone's going to get the mad shits.
I'm not a huge Beyonce fan, so we'll get that out of the way already.
Right.
I think that what she did to Elton John's song was a fucking travesty.
What? Can you feel
I
that tonight?
don't think... Look, it's all down to personal preference. It will always be down to personal preference.
Yeah.
But she takes what should have been like a single long held note.
Yeah.
And she throws like 12 different notes. I think officially it's called vibrato.
Yeah, vibrato.
Or vocal acrobatics, as most other people will call it. And whilst it works in the context of her songs because that's how they were written for her or by her
For
for Beyonce.
yeah.
Like that's how she wrote everything because that's how
Yeah, she wrote it.
that's how she sings. But a song like that is supposed to be mellowed and chilled. It's not supposed to be another goddamn pop song that you can just play games with because you can.
I didn't really get that from it. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Beyonce. I consider myself a Queen Bee fan. Like, I consider myself a member of the Hive. But
Is that actually what they call themselves?
I don't know. But if it isn't, it is now. But
Okay. If you ever call yourself that again, I'll fucking end you. The business is over.
what was I going to say? All right.
Hopefully it was a
for me,
formal
she just
apology.
didn't really like. For me, it just didn't really work. She didn't really work for me as Nala. To be fair, Nala was never really one of my favorite characters when I watched the original one. Anyway, I felt like she didn't really have much to say.
The closest I've ever been to being a furry.
Sorry.
Nothing.
You sick fuck.
I was joking.
I know. Were you there?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
It was obviously The Lion King 2 was the best one.
That's gonna start a few fights. A lot of people didn't like The Lion King.
I loved The Lion King 2.
I didn't mind it. I actually quite liked it. I thought it was a really good way to follow through with Scar's story arc. It built on his story. Like, was that his son?
No, he was adopted. I think the other one's his son.
The one that died?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we kind of went a little bit off track when we were talking about it. But basically, for me, I like the original one. Like, the original one's always going to be my favorite. But that being said, this movie is not bad. It is in no way a bad movie. Visually, it is stunning. It looks fantastic.
It does look great.
And I think and I didn't know at the time, but I only found out after I watched the movie. I think it was Jon Favreau who directed it.
Yeah.
He has an eye for this sort of stuff. He has an eye for motion capture and CGI special effects.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it as much as I wanted to. It just kind of was just like a real life version of the original one, and if they were going to do that, why bother? Why bother make it? But to me, they didn't improve on it. They just kind of, they just made it again.
Yeah.
They just added in a few extra lines and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so hear me out.
Yeah.
So we'll address the problems in turn.
Yeah.
And I will try to justify it, so I guess that's how debates work.
Yeah.
So the argument there is that they haven't changed it. They've just made it CGI. Yes, you can't make an actual animal emote as much as you can make
a cartoon
emote because they're anthropomorphized in cartoons, so it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that takes away from the story as much as the voice acting in it is phenomenal, and I guess the overall argument for this was that it was an unnecessary movie.
Yeah.
It did need to be made. But if you think about it, it's 2019 heading into 2020.
Yeah.
The original came out before I was born.
Definitely before I was
So it was 28 years ago. Which is a freaking long time.
Jesus Christ.
And Disney have gone out of their way to make it close to, if not completely impossible, to buy the originals. So it's Disney trying to fix Disney's fault of that.
So Disney trying to fix something that
So the Disney
working.
Vault, as it is called, is not subject to be changed by Disney themselves, the company. It's one of those weird ones. So it was put in place by Walt Disney himself, in that it would, if you could buy a movie and take it home all the time, it lost its charm, so that they would, and this was before home video, so you couldn't get even VHS.
Yeah.
So what they would do is every like 5 or 6 years they would re-release the movie at the cinema, so that kids could continue to enjoy movies.
Yeah.
And then that rule carried on to when VHS came out, and it's still going now, with the exception of a few Disney classics they've now just released.
Yeah.
And that's why. But then also, like, this generation of kids is now, unfortunately, very picky in the visual style that they have. Like, they're used to everything being top notch. So you got that old sort of, like, it's good animation, but it's not great animation.
Oh,
Like they're used to like Pixar animation and everything looking within the realms of an animated thing.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
So the argument is whether or not this was a grab for money or an opportunity to bring what is probably the best animated movie of all time to the next generation of people.
Yeah. I get that. I get that. They're
And they did,
they're catering to the new generation.
and they did fix a lot of stuff. Like a lot of stuff that was meant to be either assumed or guessed at, they more or less outright, like, they fixed Scar's backstory.
Did they?
Yeah, in one line.
What do you mean?
So
When
in the original, Scar is a dick because he's British, I guess.
He's a dick because he's British.
That's how villains worked in the 90s, which I find personally offensive.
Which I always found kind of weird.
But they never really explain like why. And in that one, he was the older brother.
Yes.
And he just wasn't king because
he lost the challenge.
He wasn't. He was never challenged. The original, he had a scar and he was made king because his dad decided that Mufasa should be king, which is a bit shit.
Yeah.
So in this one, they've sort of switched it around. They've made Scar the younger brother.
Yeah.
And the reason he's got the scar is because he has already lost a challenge.
To Mufasa.
Yeah, so there's a bit early on where he goes, like, you'll remember it from the cartoon if you haven't seen the original yet, where Mufasa goes, "Don't turn your back on me," and he goes, "Oh,
I would never turn my back."
No, he goes, maybe you shouldn't turn your back on me."
Yeah.
And Mufasa gets all angry and he goes, "Is that a challenge?" And in the original one, he just goes, "Oh, I wouldn't dare to challenge you because he's gonna lose."
Yeah.
And he makes the joke about him being smart and his brother being a big idiot.
Yeah.
And then, but in this one, he goes, "I wouldn't dare challenge you again," and that sort of adds that depth to the character.
Yeah.
Because really, if you look at it, like if you take a step back and look at it, like Mufasa's story was fine. Simba's story was perfect.
Yeah.
Nala's story made sense. Like all their stories made sense, except there was no justification for Scar being a dick. He was just a dick because, and now he's a.
Yeah, actually, no.
Now there's a depth to that, like, and it also he's not just been chilling with hyenas.
Yeah.
He sees an opportunity and then he approaches them, like.
Yeah, like a.
So there were very
like...
few problems with the original, and they fixed them.
Yeah.
But people are going, well, because it's like Beauty and the Beast had some massive, massive problems with it when it came out. Like, it's very one-sided. Like, it's been accused of promoting Stockholm Syndrome and all that shit. They fixed that. Aladdin, well, the story itself was a bit. It left Aladdin in a very serious amount of grey area.
Yeah.
And they cleaned that up. And the same for like Cinderella was a bit like, oh well, everyone, it's fine. Yeah. So they've gone through and they've cleaned them up, which I believe is why they started the whole live action remake of stuff anyway. I mean, people are going, it's a cash grab. Of course, it's a cash grab. They're a business.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a business and you're like, I've got this surefire thing that will definitely make me millions of dollars, you're gonna do that thing.
And you know what my argument is for for people who's like, look, I didn't love The Lion King, but in no way did I hate the movie. But I just hate the people. But I not hate. I just disagree with the people who kind of go like, "Oh, they're just remaking it. I'm not going to go watch it." Yes, you are. You know why? Because it's Lion King. That's why you're going to go watch it.
Yeah, and you should 100% go and watch it. Like, I don't think you should be taking anyone's opinion of this movie and counting that as your own. I don't know what our review says because I haven't read it as of recording. I will have read it by the time we publish it. I don't know what you gave it. I'm assuming about a 3.
That's a really good guess.
Yeah,
That's exactly
just
what I
judging
gave.
by what you've said about it. Yeah, it's a 5-star movie that got remade. It was never going to be 5-star again.
After what you just said, it kind of did like. It kind of made me think it's like to myself, and that's the thing about writing reviews. Like, if one person writes a review, it's like you remember what you want to remember about that movie, and I try to remember both negative and positive about it. And I tried to put as much as equally as I can. But after what you just said, it kind of did make me, remember it's like, oh yeah, it did kind of fix that. It did do that. It did do this. So I think in no way is it going to make me like kind of bump it up to 4. Maybe I'll give it like half a star because it did do things right. It did fix some things, mainly with Scar's character.
Yeah.
And I did like that about the movie. And that's I like that we had that little I wouldn't really call it a debate. Debate is like people shouting at each other.
No, it's not. A debate is an organised and like professional discussion about a subject.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's not what I've seen.
Yeah, well, you're watching the wrong debates.
Yeah.
If you got your idea of debates specifically from Community,
no. When do they debate on Community?
they do a debate club. Anyway, we're getting into a
Yeah.
whole different area. Well, that's why we're looking at doing these things more often. We're looking at doing like a written review, and that'll come out, and then a bit after that, we'll do a spoken review, like a discussion between two people.
Right.
It probably won't always be me. It'll definitely always be Jared. He's our movie review guy.
Yo.
So we'll look at different guests for different things, and try and split them as much as we can.
That's what I like talking about. That's the beauty about talking about movies and all that kind of stuff. Especially if you write reviews on it, it doesn't necessarily change your mind on it. It just kind of opens your mind up to, oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So if you asked me what the highlights for it were, definitely Seth Rogen as Pumbaa, which is weird because like while I'm a Seth Rogen fan, I didn't think he would fit this movie, and he was probably one of the best parts of it.
Yeah. But you know what? He does
definitely John Oliver as Zazu because he's like my favorite comedian at the moment.
Yeah,
it's
he's
great.
pretty good.
And as if it was going to be anyway, it's Donald Glover as
Simba.
Simba. The guy's got range.
Dude's got range.
Like honestly, it's ridiculous how much talent that guy has.
Dude can play a good cat.
Yeah, he's done voice acting. He's been acting. He's produced. He's written. He's directed, and he does music. That's unfair.
He's the Leonardo da Vinci. He's the Leonardo da Vinci of our time. Well, mainly, and I say
Except
that
he's not an artist. He's a performer.
no, but like, and
He's like Black Marilyn Monroe.
Black Marilyn Monroe.
That's Smash Childish Gambino.
No, I call him that because like a long time ago, like I was talking about it with somebody, and they go like, "Oh yeah, he's a Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo da Vinci of our time." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Because Leonardo da Vinci was an artist, an athlete, he was a singer, and he could also act as well. He was an all-rounder, basically.
Yeah, he was a bastard.
He was an asshole."
Yeah, so that's fine. But yeah, like
corpses.
it's called necrophilia, and I don't think that's a slippery slope that you should be going down on account of you having a very addictive personality, and I need a business partner. Please don't break into the morgue tonight.
I'm not gonna. I wasn't gonna. You took the key off me.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll just make another one like last time. So we'll leave the Lion King discussion there.
Yeah.
If you guys want more, we will do another discussion. That's fine. And I think we're going to do a breakdown of the two, maybe an article. Maybe we'll do a voiced one, depending on the reaction to reviews. We'll see. There's been a pretty quiet week.
Ever since E3, it's things have
It's-
started to kind of slow down.
It does do that. We are going to build back up to
Yeah.
like trailer releases.
Also,
like this
speaking of-
morning, I'm getting to it. Do
Alright,
not
alright.
ruin my segue.
All
Alright.
right. All right.
Right.
Just
This
saying.
is not from talking about trailers to trailer trash. Right. Need to calm down.
All right, man. All right.
Anyway, there have been a few trailers released this week.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
and it was fantastic
What was it?
because It Chapter 2 trailer was released. See? It would have been much better if you'd not fucking ruined it.
I didn't ruin it.
Yeah, so there were 2 trailers dropped this morning, or as you are listening to this, hopefully on release day yesterday morning. The trailer for It Chapter 2 came out, and it looks just as creepy as we thought it was going to.
Yeah.
And Top Gun.
Yep.
Top Gun Maverick, which I'm more excited for than anybody should be. So we'll start with It, because I know we've both really been looking forward to that, and I'm the only one who's seen the Top Gun trailer.
I haven't watched that yet. Yeah, I have to watch it after we're done doing this.
Yeah, so It Chapter 2 looks like it might actually be creepier than the first part. You've not read the book, have you? So you don't know officially how it ends. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to change.
I mean, I've watched the original. I've watched the original one.
Did they change the original?
No.
Did they all lose in the original?
No.
Well, they all lose in the book.
Wait, they lose in the book?
They lose in the book. They straight up just
Die.
Well, I'm not going to go
That's
into
very
it.
Stephen King.
I'm not going to go into it just in case they don't change it, because
Right.
there is a very specific reason and like kind of fucked up nature behind why and how they lost. It's very, very like Stephen King levels of disturbing.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, they do not come out of it well.
Oh crap! Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's Stephen King. He's a big fan of like, even when Stephen King characters win, they lose. It's just it's
When
just
they
how
win, they lose.
it's just how he runs his stuff. He goes for like a very realistic sort of
Yeah, fair. Like, not everything has a happy ending.
way of running it. Like, yeah, like if you get attacked by supernatural demons who are like overpowered, you're probably gonna, get eaten by that demon. It's just that's life.
Yeah, it's just that's a lie.
Look, if a demonic clown walked in here right now and he was like, "I'm gonna beat the crap out of you because I'm a giant beetle monster," I'm losing to the beetle monster. I've come to terms with that.
Yeah, fair. No, but like in like the original one that I've seen, like in the original one that I saw when I was like a kid, that has terrified me of clowns, gave me my phobia of clowns. They won, but they won by ripping out Pennywise's heart, or its heart, or whatever its name is. I don't know.
It is Pennywise.
It's called Pennywise.
Yeah, he calls himself Pennywise.
He transforms into Pennywise because that's his favorite form, isn't it?
No, like his name is Pennywise. I mean, it's the name he gives himself. The actual name he has is some sort of demon fucking name, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It's very Stephen King. So you basically get to pick.
Yeah.
Actually,
the story of it kind of reminds me of like, it's like H.P. Lovecraft kind of vibe. I get that from it.
Yeah, he's
But he was inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's also like massively disturbed. I think he should see a psychiatrist. Like, I don't know if there are any massive Stephen King fans listening, but like seriously, that guy's got problems. He needs to really talk to someone.
I mean, I would disagree with you, but like,
of course you would.
But like, no. But I agree with you, but and like I think it was from like the first movie when they were kids. Behind the scenes, I remember watching like a behind the scenes thing, and there were like the director said like, I wanted to stay as true to the books as I possibly could, but there were some scenes in there that you could not put in a movie mainly because it was basically child pornography.
It was. There's actually like a 12-year-old sex scene. Basically, they all decide that they're definitely going to lose and they're all going to definitely be eaten by a clown, so they decide they're going to do all of the things that they're definitely not going to grow up to do.
So they all have sex in the sewer.
Yeah.
That's gross. You
Yeah.
gotta be a certain kind of fucked up to write that into a book.
Yeah. I told you. Like,
But the dude makes good books.
he does.
He
make
does
good
write
books.
good books. He has another one coming up soon, doesn't he?
Movie or book?
No, he's got like a movie coming out.
Yeah, it's called Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep. Did we
And
talk about
it
that?
is. I think we did talk about it on the podcast either last week or the week before, whenever the trailer for that came out.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor. It's the sequel to The Shining.
Yeah.
Which people have always constantly forgetting that he wrote a sequel to The Shining. I don't know why. It's not one of his most popular books,
It's definitely not one of his most popular movies.
but the sequel just kind of works.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that there was a sequel. You told me that there was a sequel to the book. I didn't think that they were going to make a sequel to the movie.
Yeah, no, look, I never thought that they would do it. Mainly because it was The Shining. He famously
He hated
fucking
it.
hated it.
He
so
hated The Shining.
I didn't think that he himself would give permission
To make it.
to make another one,
Unless he had something to do with
which
the
is
making of the movie.
strange.
Because he had a lot of pull in the It movie. And that's probably why it was received so well. Because he had a hand to play in the movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So I think he might have a hand to play in It Chapter 2. Because it looks absolutely terrifying.
it
Like-
does look. It looks like really, really freaky.
If you haven't seen the trailer, go out and go watch it because I watched it this morning and it's creepy. Like there's that scene where the kid's running through the hallway of 1,000 mirrors and then Pennywise just shows up with his tongue on the glass and just staring at the kid wanting to eat it.
Yeah, I think the trailer had been out for about 10 minutes before it started getting memed.
Really?
Yeah, like there are memes for it ever. I mean, it's
Oh yeah, I saw one before we left the house.
yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, they're funny,
Oh yeah, they're hilarious.
but like, don't make fun of him on the off chance he is real and he comes and gets you.
What, it?
Yeah, you never know.
You do. You never know. You never know. But it's not real. At least I keep on telling myself that's like
It's
right?
almost definitely, probably, most likely not real.
Well, I keep on telling myself that he's not real, so I can go to sleep at night and I don't get nightmares. Because I get nightmares very easily.
Oh,
Actually,
That's
I
adorable.
saw a lot of like pop vinyls today when we went out shopping. I wanted to get the It pop vinyl.
yeah, you already know this. I have a friend who collects pop vinyls, and he has got every single one
Of It.
of the Pennywise pop vinyls.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's he's got a rather impressive collection.
Like I was going
It's
to
mildly
get,
disturbing.
like you kind of showed me the app where you can
Funko.
Funko.
Funko have an app where you can check the value of their pop vinyls.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
It is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of made me want to go out and become, or it's made us want to go out and become pop vinyl hunters.
Yeah, so we're both doing separate collections. I'm doing Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
So I'm
I was gonna get the Shenron.
huge Dragon Ball Z fan.
I was gonna get the Shenron collection. I was gonna get the Shenron. Am I saying it right? Shenron.
You were going to buy a Shenron.
A Shenron.
The 6-inch Shenron statue from DBZ.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, he's the giant dragon that comes out of the Dragon Balls
And gives you wish.
and gives you 7 wishes.
Is
And
it
I'm
7?
just joking. No, it's 1 wish.
No.
It's 1 wish and then it's 3 wishes.
What?
Or 2 wishes. It
What?
gets changed. Just go and watch the anime if you want to find out why.
I'm probably not.
My job is not to explain to you what happens.
I think I'm too far gone when it comes to Dragon Ball because they're still making Dragon Ball now.
Yeah, but they're making different ones. Like, it's not the same.
Yeah, but if I want to understand Dragon Ball, I'm like the dragon. If I want to understand Dragon Ball, then I gotta watch it from the beginning, which is not going to happen because I'm like,
Actually, that's not true. So you don't have to watch Dragon Ball, like, as Dragon Ball started,
yeah,
which was just called Dragon Ball back in back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah, so you can not watch that. That's fine. You can also. So I would be starting with. Okay, this. Start if you don't want to sit there and watch. I'm going to say close to 1,000 episodes.
Yeah.
Of Dragon Ball, which honestly, if you don't, what the fuck is wrong with you? So go and watch Dragon Ball Z, but watch Dragon Ball Z Kai because Kai is without the filler. So it's 295 episodes to get to the end of the Cell Saga in DBZ, and it's 92 or 93 to get to the end of the Cell Saga in Kai. Yeah. So it actually cuts out half.
So it's just all the stuff.
So basically, all of that crap that they stick in kids' TV shows to pad it out so they can get more seasons in is cut.
So they just cut out all like the filler.
For just the optimum amount of.
Well, then I'll probably just end up doing that.
TVZ, yeah. So definitely watch it. Like it's definitely worth it. I'm currently about halfway through Dragon Ball Super. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. There's some of the coolest things. The new animation style is just right up my alley.
Yeah.
I don't know how we managed to go from it to this.
I don't know. We were talking about Popeye or something.
But Top Gun. Top Gun, the trailer. Top Gun.
Yeah.
Top Gun 2. Almost.
Is it called Top Gun 2?
No, it's called Top Gun Maverick.
Ah.
And it follows an aged Maverick.
Is Tom Cruise in it?
Yeah, he's Maverick.
Oh, he's Maverick.
Yeah, he's back.
I've never seen the first Top Gun.
Okay, so you've never seen Top Gun?
I've never seen Top Gun.
You have never felt the need for speed?
Yeah, no, I've never felt it.
Okay.
But I've seen.
Well, I won't go into too much detail about what this one's supposed to be about because I'll actually spoil the first one. So basically, Top Gun, the thing in Top Gun that everyone knows has still happened. Anyway, so Maverick is still like a mad, arrogant jackass in this one,
Nice.
but in a kind of half lovable way.
So he's Tom Cruise.
Yeah, yeah.
Tom Cruise, if he wasn't a Scientologist.
Yeah. So he's in this, and the trailer opens with him being berated, and he's like, "Oh, you should be at least a 2-star general by now. Hey, you've after all these years, you've not really been promoted. Here you are as a captain. Like, how's that happened?" And he just goes, "It's just one of those mysteries of life." And he has that smug Tom Cruise smile, and then you get some cool stuff from in planes because it's about planes.
Yep.
And then you see flashes of characters. I think some of it is flashes of the old one.
All right.
So there's no real we don't know what the story is about it, but it looks really cool, and they play the old school Top Gun theme in a soft, mellowed out sort of sad way.
It's like Highway to the Danger Zone. Really
it's not Highway to the Danger Zone. That is not the theme. That is not the theme to Top Gun.
To the Danger Zone.
You're in the danger zone of being punched. God damn it. Yeah, so if you're a fan of Tom Cruise, or if you're like me and you're not a huge fan of Tom Cruise, but you think he can occasionally make a good movie, I'm into this. I'll probably watch it with my dad.
The Mummy was not one of them.
I didn't bother. Because I am a smart man.
I didn't even bother to go see The Mummy with Tom Cruise in it.
Yeah, so that's how that worked.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't say that we've just given up on going to see these things.
What?
Nothing at all.
What, are they still making those the Dooku universe?
Honestly, mate, who freaking knows?
I hope they do. It'd be cool if they'd made a whole universe, a whole cinematic universe of monsters.
Yeah, it would be, but they only if they make good ones.
Yeah. So actually, who's in that? There's the Wolfman,
the Wolfman, the Mummy, Frankenstein, and Dracula. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. There's a few other ones, I think, Swamp Man is in there.
Oh, the Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And things like that. But they probably won't finish making them now because the first one bombed so much.
Yeah.
That's what you get for trying to force a franchise. We're pushing it for time, but that'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about it for a little while. We'll just do a quick thing. There's been a lot of talk since Far From Home came out.
Yeah.
That's Spider-Man, for those of you not in the know. If you didn't know that, where have you been? Seriously, where have you been?
Yeah.
So go. If you go on the internet anywhere, the big question is spoilers ahead for Endgame. So Iron Man has died.
He's
Captain America has gone back in time and aged into an old man.
Yeah.
The natural way.
Yeah.
And that leaves a big ass gap in the Avengers team. I mean, if there is technically still an Avengers team. I would say that there is.
Yeah.
I reckon Nick Fury's got a secret one now that he's up in space.
Yeah, that's right. He's on vacation.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
I hated that.
without going into that, they're probably doing Secret War now.
Oh yeah.
So there is a big hole for leader of the Avengers, and a lot of people are going, well, obviously it's you replace Captain America. Who possibly else is around who is a captain, who is powerful and could possibly take over the Avengers? And I know what you're thinking. The answer is Captain Doctor Strange. It's definitely Doctor Strange. It is Doctor Strange.
Maybe it could be.
I'm going to now carefully tread into a very dangerous area.
I just don't want it to be Captain Marvel.
You just went out and said it, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm going to stroll into very dangerous territory here. I didn't hate Captain Marvel.
Wasn't my favorite.
But I also didn't enjoy it. When the highlights of the movie were me going, a blockbuster, and not, oh, this is a really good character, or, hey, it's that guy from Rogue One. Remember in that good movie he did? And not, hey, this is a really interesting and deep character. Now a lot of people are splitting people who like Captain Marvel and people who don't like Captain Marvel into the people who are either hate women or are soy boys. And I am neither of those. I just didn't enjoy the movie, and I am entitled to have not enjoyed the movie. And I think if she showed up so late to the Endgame thing, which is why there was a bit of backlash to her showing up and being so powerful so soon, which I've talked to you about, so I won't go into too much detail here.
Yeah.
So I think she hasn't earned the right to lead the Avengers. She hasn't done anything for the Avengers. She didn't hang around and help them out. She dropped Tony off and then buggered off almost immediately.
Right.
And then has showed up in Endgame to fight Thanos, get punched with a Power Stone, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then
it did show that she was limited.
And then when Nick Fury and by, I guess, association, the Skrulls needed help, she was busy.
Yeah.
Just busy. Now, I distinctly remember her saying that if there was ever a world-ending threat that you needed any help with, call me. I think a guy showing up saying he's from another fucking universe and there's a bunch of things coming to blow up a planet is fairly universe-ending.
Yeah, true.
So she's just buggered off and let a 16-year-old boy deal with her problems. Alright. Now, with that being said, I've thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
It kind of has to be Doctor Strange.
Why?
So he's, like, from character alone, he's gone from being arrogant,
right,
and self-righteous and selfish and rich, to, like, going through a trauma, sounding very familiar here, and then going out of his way to make himself better. Now, he's still got that sort of arrogant spark to him.
Yeah.
But he knows full well that what is right has to come first.
Right.
And he's in a position to mentor people. Like, he's respected and he's been there, and he like realistically, he gives up the time stone,
Right.
knowing full well that if he does that, he is definitely going to be dusted.
Yeah.
Right. So he basically gives up the time stone to die and maybe not come back.
Yeah.
Like his sin, there has to have been in his 1,603,000 or whatever it was.
I think it was 14,605,000.
Yeah, whatever.
I told you.
Like
I can remember
a
numbers.
large amount of things. You have to assume that a lot of those he doesn't come back.
I remember numbers. I can't remember names.
Yeah, so he like doesn't come back, but he does it anyway because he knows that is the only situation in which everyone survives.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
The guy's earned his right to be a leader, and he's around all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you can make her the leader of the Avengers if she's just going to piss off because she's got more important things to do. And I get that within the context of Marvel that she's got multiple other planets to look after because she's so powerful and therefore she can go around and do all the cosmic stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think she should be the leader in any way the same way that Thor shouldn't be the leader. And he knows that because he wants to be out in space doing other things.
Yeah.
So he can't lead the Avengers because he doesn't want to be on Earth all the time.
Yeah. But I don't think that they would make her the leader, mainly because of the fact that she has Captain in her name. And I feel like that's why a lot of people have been like, "Oh, she's the next leader of the Avengers because her name is Captain Marvel." I don't know why she's called Captain Marvel.
I don't know. Maybe she's a captain when she's a Kree.
She wasn't.
She was a Wasn't she not a captain when she was a pilot?
No. Oh, no, she was Captain Carol Danvers.
Yeah. Well, there you go. She's still a captain.
She's Captain. She should just. I reckon that she should have just been called Marvel.
But that's not the character's name. You can't just change a character's name for.
All right, my bad.
I'm just saying, if Doctor Strange had showed up and they changed it and they were just like, his name is Strange, you'd have been like, no, he's Doctor Strange.
All right, fine. All right, you make a good point.
Like Captain America quits. He quits the army. He quits all military. You're still going to call him Captain America, aren't you?
No, I'm just going to call him America.
Are you? You're just going to call him America?
Okay, you know what? If you quit your profession, you're not called that anymore. Captain Marvel's is Marvel now. Doctor Strange is just Strange. Is just Strange.
Steve.
It's just Steve. And Captain America is just a dude running around with a shield. He's just really, really strong.
And that's been the Real Talk Podcast, episode 20. I'm actually going to leave that there. I think that we've upset enough people
I'm just
on
saying.
both sides of that argument. You're always just saying.
I'm just saying, if you're not a doctor, don't call yourself a doctor. It's misleading. Okay?
What if you are not a medical doctor, but you have a doctorate?
Well, then you're not a doctor.
You are. You have a doctorate.
No, you have a doctorate. You're not a
Yeah,
doctor.
you have a doctorate that makes you a doctor.
Yeah, well, a dentist gets a doctorate.
He's a doctor.
No, he's a dentist.
He's a doctor.
That's a whole nother podcast.
You're an asshole. You're the reason dentists kill themselves.
What?
Anyway, guys, with that having been said,
I
can put that on you. It has been an absolute pleasure, despite the fact that Jared keeps going around and making dentists kill themselves.
Oh my god.
If you want to follow me,
I know a dentist.
well, you better apologize.
I haven't spoken to him in days.
They might be dead. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Jared Kidder. No, you're at Jared. I'm at Review by Ledge. If you want to follow the dentist murdering psychopath, he's at Jared Kidder1.
I am.
Make sure to go online and ask him why he hates dentists so much. Why he thinks they're not real doctors.
I don't.
You can follow us all on all social media at we're Real Talk Pop Culture Discussions. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Go and grab those, and they're on YouTube and SoundCloud. We're all the same. I assume you're
all
one of those two things listening to this podcast right now. Otherwise, how? If you're looking for any of our stuff, go to realtalkpcd.com. Yeah, we're going to keep doing that every week. Such a good sound.
I put honey on your tongue.
And always remember to like and subscribe and share,
Yes.
and all of those YouTube things that I now have to start saying every week, but I haven't been.
Yes, exactly. Tell everybody about us.
Let us know how you feel about our retro reviews, because there's a couple of those up now. We think they're going all right, but it doesn't matter what we think if you hate them. Yeah, that was sad. Movie of the week. I've decided on the spot because I keep forgetting to do it. Go and watch the original It.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you've not seen it, you should
If you've
definitely
got
go
4
and
hours
see
to kill, go watch it.
If you don't feel like watching that, or you don't cope with scary films at all, like Big Fudge, go and watch Top Gun, the original. In fact, I'm gonna make Jared watch the original Top Gun this week, and we'll do a. We could do a retro review about Top Gun.
Well, that's going to be fun to Photoshop.
Awesome. We have the need to write more retro reviews.
Yay.
I think we're waffling on a bit now.
Yeah.
Guys, as always, keep it real.
Keep it real, guys. Stay sexy.